Hello everyone, this is Justinius here bringing you a TVZ with a good friend of mine. His name is Zode. So we're going to get started here. So up in the top right corner, the purple Zerg, it is Zode. He's a friend of mine from VP, a lot of fun together. And in the bottom left, we have VPPanda. So as you can see, he's a VP member as well. This is a little VP in-house kind of deal. It's not a ladder game. And we're seeing the good luck have funs from both players. Now let's just look at this in TVZ. We do have some pretty safe expansions for both players. Nothing too crazy, and we're gonna have to see how this turns out because really one of the things that defines TVZ is how these players really deal with getting to the mid game and moving on from there to try and get as much harassment and aggression as possible. That's really one of the mainstays of Zerg and Terran. You know, Terran can open up weird, you know, go Marauder Hellion, do all kinds of fancy stuff, but in the end, their build tends to become something involving tanks, marines, medevacs, standard stuff. We'll see, you know, medevac drops all over the place, hopefully. And Zerg really just trying to shut it down with Ling, Bling, Muta. So that's our common sight in these kind of games. But we'll see what happens. I know Panda's a little crazy, so anything can go. And actually, Panda's getting up his gas. And he's even trying to hide his barracks over here, so it's kind of a little non-plus if Zode comes a little late and does not see that over there. Could be an issue for him, but or at least not an issue, but something to confuse him, let's say. Because it can definitely be confusing when you scout your opponent's front and there's just a supply depot. And you don't get a chance to scout anywhere else because, let's say, there's a supply depot wall. But so far, nothing like that going on. We do see that spawning pool going down over here for Zode, and we also can see that hatch going down as well. Pretty standard timing. Nothing out of the ordinary. And I'm really curious to see with this strange placement what Panda has in store for us. Doesn't look like there's going to be an add-on. It really doesn't seem like that. Oh, but there's the factory, and it looks like he is going to be taking that barracks down. Dude, down to the third. That's very interesting. He's actually probably going to be pumping out Marines. And no, he puts down a reactor down there as well. That's a really weird positioning. I'm pretty sure we're going to see early aggression coming out of Panda here. And he really does not have a wall. He's kind of playing pretty risky, especially since that Overlord could check it, but most players aren't going to check that simply because they don't want it getting shot down by a Marine. I mean, that's a supply block. You do not want to have that early in the game. In the meantime, Zode is acting normally. He's got his drones pumping out. And we're now looking at a 16 to 19 with Zode, 3 workers ahead, now 4. And Zode is just now getting up 2 Lings. 2 Lings, 2 Queens, doing his standard stuff. In the meantime, though, that factory and barracks have just swapped. We're going to see some Hellion play. Here we go, folks. Hellion's coming out. Going to be some early harassment, and we're going to see how Zode can handle that. 4 Hellions, 2 in queue, and that third supply depot does go down to block any vision that a Ling or a drone could give. So we are about to see, Zode does see that there's no expansion down. That might give him a little bit of an indication that there is a bit of aggression coming, or it might just be that command center's inside the base. You really can't know at this stage. Tech lab going down on the barracks and spine crawler. This is an excellent response. You don't see a base down by 5 minutes. Zode wants to play it safe, but he also wants to drone. So what he's going to do is he's going to put that spine crawler down and probably use these queens to block the ramp. And it looks like he might not be able to get away with that. Hellion's sliding in. There are 3 queens now. Only 1 drone so far lost. And it looks like those Hellions are going to get caught and destroyed with almost no damage done. That is definitely a win for Zode. But here comes another Hellion. 2 Hellions. Oh, ouch. That Hellion almost goes down. He's in the red. And it looks like we're actually going to have no damage come out from our current player. That is not a good thing, but it does look like Zode is supply blocked. So that's a little bit of unfortunate. His advantage is definitely going to get kind of set back there. And Panda's just getting his Hellions out there, trying to do a little bit of damage, and I don't really think that's possible. Let's be honest. 3 queens at the front. Spine crawler. We have a 4th queen just in case. there's no damage being done here. It's gonna have to take a miracle for Panda to get through Zode's defenses, because those are some very hardcore defenses. And here they come again, the Red Hellion leading, which means he's gonna get hit by the Spinecrawler first. Definitely want to rearrange your units. Man, there's 4 queens down here. We have no queen at the main. It's actually just morphing into a lair. And, ooh, one Hellion goes down. He was not paying attention, and he loses that Hellion, takes another half health on another Hellion. And he does look like he is not going for that base. Looks like he is just going to go straight up power mode, try and bust down that front door. And wisely, Zode is putting up several spine crawlers. Panda's making a little comment. I remember when Queen wasn't OP. He's kind of crying. It's all good, guys. Queens are not overpowered. They're just really strong against Hellions and whatever else you try to do. So 2 ACVs putting up bunkers. I was just kidding, by the way. 2 ACVs putting up bunkers at that front. He definitely is putting up a little secure stronghold, and those queens do not like that. They're going to go after that SCV, and they are going to get it. All of these Hellions are moving forward. Some of them are actually getting stuck behind the Marines. Definitely not the best pathing there. And it looks like those bunkers are not going to complete. Might as well just cancel them, but he will probably use them as walls here against Zerglings. He doesn't want to get flooded on. And man, is Zode feeling kind of comfortable here. Getting up a Spire, getting up a Baneling nest, using it as a wall. I mean, yeah, he's concerned. That's obvious from how he's responding here, but he's definitely feeling good. I mean, if I were a Zerg player, I'd feel good here. I held the early game. I have so many queens I can just keep healing every single unit in my army. This will not be a problem for Zode to hold. Now, one thing to note is that there is no turning back for Panda. He's actually getting siege mode, and he still refuses to take a natural, and that's something that Zode's Overlord here is very aware of, as well as this Overlord. Those are Overlords that could be taken down, but Panda is so focused on the front, he's really not paying attention to possibly jumpstarting an economy, but those tanks are coming up pretty soon here. And it looks like that bunker is going to finish. And with it finishing, it just really means that those queens are going to come up now and do some damage. And those queens have to retreat. Tank is up. Here come the Zerglings surrounding the tank. Excellent work. And he's definitely going to take that tank out. Oh, baby. Oh, my God. 8 health. And the queens try to finish and they all die. Oh, this is a terrible spot for Zode. It looks like losing those queens is going to be a huge detriment, but he does have 8 Mutalisks coming. That Mutaspire is done. All of those Mutalisks are coming out, and oh man, suddenly things don't look so good for Zode. Losing those queens was a giant mistake. And here come the Mutas flying in, trying to get a little bit of damage here. Mutas pull back, once again hitting priority targets, but those Marines are going to chew up those Mutas. Now guys, Zode still hasn't quite lost yet. He has a full 27 workers above his opponent, and he's really throwing away the game though. Like, I'm watching this, and he's throwing it away with every move he makes, so he needs to consolidate. He needs to hold up. He really needs to make his opponent believe he has Banelings, and that is something Panda is concerned about. We've seen that in a lot of Zode games, where he will make Banelings, and actually, ooh, I don't know, this is a dangerous position. If you're Zode, Panda moving in, he's going to hit the natural, and all of those drones are fleeing for their lives at the same time as one Baneling and some Zerglings with a small bunch of units moves in as well. That Baneling was well hidden. He is going to explode on the Marines, and with the drones coupled, oh, and there's so many more Banelings coming in, killing the Marines, blowing up on that tank, and suddenly that one Muta, 2 Mutas, are gonna clean up the tanks if he attacks the tank. There we go, cleaning up the tank. So we don't have stim yet from our Terran player, Panda. And it looks like Zode, even though he did take a chunk of damage and is now only 6 workers ahead, he still has 2 bases to his opponent's 1. And that's something that you need to be aware of. So I really feel like, even though Panda's done some horrendous damage, Zode's economy was too strong. Those queens held him for so long that now here comes the counterattack. Zode even pulling drones. Okay, those drones are going back. And here comes the assault. All those Zerglings are definitely going to clean up this small little army coming out from Panda, and it like Zode is going to move all the way across the map. No upgrades from either player, which is actually very obvious as to how this game went. Just a pure aggression style from Terran that did not work out so well. Unfortunately, those Hellions didn't do enough damage. The 3 queens were well placed, and it looks like Panda is giving it up here, just asking for the drone count before the game ends, and it's a good game, folks. Zode even trolling at the very end there, saying 8,000. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. This is Justinius, and you just watched Panda versus Zode. Very cool ZVT. Definitely, just some things to note. Zode did an excellent job back here with those queens, holding the very early aggression, took no damage from the Hellion harassment. Followed that up with a good spine-crawler wall, and by the time tanks came, Zode was so far ahead in economy that even though he threw away drones and Zerglings and Mutaliks and all 3 of those queens that moved forward to finish that tank, it didn't matter. Because in the end, his economy was just too strong. And when he finally did clean up that army, Panda had nothing back at his natural or at his third. Could he have afforded to do it? I don't know. Honestly, his build was very aggressive, and he needed to do damage early, and he didn't. So as the game progressed, it just kind of snowballed in Zode's favor. So thank you very much for watching. I had a pleasure casting this for you guys, and take care, guys.